eye in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look.
The theme from Reading Rainbow. Joining us this morning is the Executive Director at Benson Memorial Library, Mr. Justin Hoenke. Good morning, Justin. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you.
It's been a little while.
It has been a little while.
Yeah, what's going on? What's new at the library?
Well, next week we're going to have a children's author visit us, Will Hillenbrand, and I'm very excited about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So discuss the books.
Yeah, the book that he's going to be reading to children and doing an event around that is called Kite Day, and he's coming to us through a Pennsylvania State Library program called One Book, and we applied to be part of the program, and in Crawford County, Cambridge Springs, and Benson, got him.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
And you guys have brought in authors in the past, and that's really a cool thing for the folks who go to Benson to get to meet some of these authors and learn about their experiences. Yeah,
anytime you can bring... I like bringing people into this community. It's kind of our chance to show off Titusville to the outside world, and because they have no idea that we're here up in our little corner of northwestern Pennsylvania, but then they come here and they fall in love with it, and... Yeah.
So now you're going to be approaching, 1 year at the library?
Yes.
That's incredible.
I've been here 9 months.
And talk about the 9 months.
The 9 months, it's been like, I feel like the Flash, a superhero. Like, I've just been running constantly. And, it's just been a big blur of just trying to get things done, do good things for the library and the community, get my family and I settled. And,
it's amazing to drive past, and even in these winter months, the library is so alive. I see folks running in and out to the library. I see activities out on the lawn on days that are nice. There's just so much fun, and there's a lot of excitement, a lot of energy coming out of that place.
Yeah, I think... I mean, that's the thing that I want to bring excitement to everything that I do, and... I want people to know that the library, it's not just a place you come in and you drop off your books and you leave. I want them to know that there's an experience waiting to happen inside that building.
It's fascinating. Mark's been getting some of the lists that you've been sending over.
Oh, yes, the top. Oh, I get to do one of those today.
Do you have them?
No, I don't.
Okay.
That's a report that I get to run this morning. I'm very excited about that.
The DVD's taken out. I think we were surprised. I can't remember what was on the top of the list last time.
I know Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, that was one.
Gilmore Girls is very popular at our library. Game of Thrones, Minions. Yeah, those were... A lot of popular TV shows and kids movies check out a lot for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's new in the world that you live in? Where are the trends? What do you see happening over the next several years?
What are the trends I see happening over the next... Wow. That's a really heavy question for 8:13 in the morning. I love it.
It's a Friday. We can just...
It's a Friday. We can do
just throw that out. Yeah.
We have coffee if that'll stir things up a little bit.
Let's see.
I mean, you've always said you wanted a place where somebody can come in, feel comfortable, sit down and enjoy a book, and as you say, have an experience.
You know what I see a lot more happening at the library is that a lot more people are coming in to do online schoolwork or online jobs, like using our space as their office for the day.
Oh, wow.
I see more and more of that. You get the people that have their little nook sort of carved out. It's unofficially theirs. They don't get too territorial about it. Yes, and I mean they are. You just get to know these people over time, and you find out that they're studying for their real estate exam, or they do online virtual assistant work, and they're just looking. We've got good Wi-Fi. We're a quiet, nice place to relax in, and that's what they're looking for. It's very interesting.
How loud does it have to get before somebody says, shh?
We're pretty good about that. Especially when you have kids programs. Just kids, parents all together, they get loud. We're not really the kind of librarians.
It must be just books, because we just ran into like a Barnes and Noble a week or two ago, and it's quiet in there.
It is, yeah.
It's not like a library. I mean, but it must be books, yeah. So.
Yeah, I think it's like an introspection thing. People are surrounded by all this knowledge and all these ideas, and they just kind of sit back in their chair and they have these deep, heavy thoughts, and they're just inside their own brains, and everybody's quiet.
Now you mentioned the kind of librarians you are. This does not include the kind headlined by John LaRocket.
What's that?
The librarians, the magical guys.
Oh! I didn't. No. Well, I have some magical powers, but I'm not allowed to speak about those. I'm under strict, magical librarian confidentiality agreement.
Speaking of schooling, people can come in and take language classes. Is that correct? They can do an online course?
They can do it online. We have this thing called Mango Languages, which is a really great service. You just sign up with your library card, email address, and man, they have I can't remember how many languages they have, over 100. Wow. But the one that stands out to me is you can learn how to speak pirate.
Really?
Yes.
How about that?
That is pretty cool. Yeah. I was in there to take Russian. I was in Russian, yeah. Bonjour, ça va? Est-ce que je peux boire de l'eau? That's
adios.
He was Russian the other way.
Oh, Russian the other way. Yeah.
Oh, that's French. Oh.
Yes.
Baguette. Was that French or pirate?
Yes.
Okay.
Guidelines, you know.
So, is it amazing to you to see the different trends in what kids read compared to what teens read to what adults read? Do you see adults reading what the teens would be reading? Like.
So, it's really interesting. I think the thing that connects everybody are comic books and graphic novels. All
Those
ages read comic books and graphic novels.
Wow.
Our most circulated book last year was a Pokemon comic book.
Really?
Kids love Pokemon. And now, I just spoke to a patron a few nights ago. He was really impressed with our graphic novel collection, and he came to me with a list of things that we needed. He's like, you need to finish these series. These are really good.
Wow.
And I think that's the thing that connects everything. But you mentioned, is it interesting to see what adults read? I find a lot of the stuff that's really popular now, teen fiction, still very popular, Hunger Games, that kind of genre.
Yeah.
It's all read a lot by adults.
Wow.
Teens stay away from that. It's
really
interesting, yeah.
Frankly, I do too, but but that's just me.
As long as the teens aren't reading like Danielle Steele books or something.
No, I think she's not super cool to them.
Yeah. Judy Blume.
Judy Blume's still kicking, yeah. Yeah.
She's always been pretty popular.
She's always been pretty
if
popular.
Not a little controversial.
So you see a lot of kids still reading books like that?
You know, they go back. There's certain authors like Beverly Cleary, Judy Blume, Gary Paulson. Yeah. That's still they just still got it.
Wow.
But I think, they just produce quality work.
Yeah, those are books that were read to me, like Tales of Fourth Grade and Nothing. Books like that I love to share with my kids.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what from our generations past continues on to the next generations. Yeah.
So how do you approach somebody that comes in that's looking for a new reading experience? Are you able to help them out with that or point them in the right direction?
Yeah, I think we ask a lot of questions about what they like to do in their time away from school. That's how you hook the kids. What do you like to do outside of school? They give you a list of all these things, and then you can connect it to a book somehow. Because there's a book about everything pretty much in our library.
Are you pretty familiar now with every book in the library?
I'm getting there.
You're getting there.
I'm getting there. Yeah. It takes a while to learn a library. I like to settle in for about a year.
I know you're bouncing around doing everything.
I try.
But when somebody brings books up that they're going to check out, do you ever just look down and say, oh, I didn't know we had that?
All the time.
I might have to check that out myself.
I always like it when people bring up nonfiction books that I have no clue that we had, and I'm like, wow, we have that subject? That's interesting.
I do that in my own house. I've got books sitting in the shelf that, somehow they've managed to find their way into my shelf. Like right now, I'm reading In Cold Blood by Truman Capote.
Yeah.
I have never read that. It's been sitting on my shelf for years, and I've just picked it up in the last month or so.
Yeah. It's interesting what you can find in a library and your own house.
Well, as a matter of fact, I was just looking at my collection, and there's several books that used to belong to you guys.
Yes.
That I should probably probably return because they're 15, 20 years old.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get the cops off of your trail, I promise.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, that's only because he's still learning to read.
Yeah.
I'm getting
Hop
there.
on Pop. It's a good one,
I
man.
struggle, but I'll get through it one of these days.
Cool. Good.
20 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. This is the Morning Drill on Stream Television and the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network. Well, here we are in April, getting ready for the summer months, and summer's a busy time at the library.
Mm-hmm.
And
very busy.
You guys do some really cool things, a lot of activities for kids. Do you guys have those plans in place, or are you still working on those summer activities?
We've got them in place, and we're still working on them. The theme for this year's summer reading program is fitness, trying to bring health awareness to everybody. So we're going to have some really cool programs about cooking food, how to eat healthy. I'm trying to think of what. I think we're going to have a hula hoop class.
Oh, wow.
Just fun things that get kids active, bring them into the library, even get them out on our awesome front lawn.
Now, do you tie in some of these activities with book series or with certain books or collections that you guys have?
Yeah, that's our other staff. They're really good at that. They will go through the whole library, find books that fit to each program, and push those out.
You know, when somebody comes in and they're sitting down at the system looking for a book, can they look, through the system that way, but saying, sports or art?
Yeah, the beautiful thing about librarians, we're very organized. So all the books that are in our catalog have what they call subject headings. And we, craft those subject headings to make it easier for people to browse a certain topic they want.
That takes a lot.
I like that. When I go into a library, I generally plan to stay for a while, and I always go visit my favorite authors in whatever aisle or shelf they happen to be in, just to see if there's something new or different, or it's changed, or if there's something I missed. It's kind of like going over and saying hi to an old friend.
It is. I have my favorite Dewey Decimal range. That's mine.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
I would imagine people plan on coming in thinking, I'm just going to run in, grab something, and run right back out. But it's hard to do that because you get in there and you just get sucked into the world of books and all the cool things that you can find in there.
I do. I go in there and I, for instance, I'll stop and look at what is out in the James Michener section, and then I'll think, oh, well, he's just down the aisle from someone else, so I'll wander down the aisle, and then I'm around the corner, and pretty soon it's 2 hours later.
We've been trying to put a lot of thought into how we set up the library so that, you walk in and the first thing you might see are the new books, and then you get by the DVD section. It's very much like how the grocery stores work,
So you put the milk in the back.
We put the milk in the back, yeah. But we want you to experience everything,
Maybe put the coffee maker back there.
Oh, that's cheating.
You'll get a press release about that pretty soon. We're very
Okay.
Yeah.
So some exciting things happening at the library.
We've got some good things coming up.
Cappuccino, maybe?
I wish at some point. Some point.
If you had cappuccino there, I would probably move in and live under your desk.
You could just, we'll carve you out a space. You can do the show from the library.
Then they'll never have it, Mark. So talk about your staff, because these folks they're just as excited as you about coming in every day. I don't know how you... obviously you love your job, and the people that surround you, I think, probably make that part of why you love your job.
I think we have staff that have been there from, I want to say, 36 years to 3 months. And I think the quality that everybody brings, and if we hire new people, the quality that I always look for is people that put the community first. We have a lot of people that just care about taking care of the people that come into our building. And I think that's the thread that connects us all. We're all ready to jump up and help people just like that.
What do you see for you guys in terms of community? What other outreach can you do to kind of put yourselves out there?
So our youth services librarian's always getting out into the schools. She goes, I don't know if it's weekly or monthly, to the Pleasantville schools. She goes to the Main Street. She goes to the Early Childhood Learning Center, YWCA. I think the more that we can get out and do programs for different groups, I'd like to eventually get us into Golden Living Southwoods. Just go there, talk about books, put on a program, those kind of things.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
E-books, still pretty popular, or are they starting to fall away a little bit?
the interesting statistics that I just heard this week. So Crawford County, all the libraries joined together, and that's how we offer ebooks to everybody in the county. We circulate about 600 ebooks a month throughout the county in all of our 8 or 9 libraries.
Wow.
So that's pretty good. But I know, and we've talked about this before, but I think people still do love the print book the most.
I am very tactile.
Yeah.
Well, people get pretty serious about whether they want the hardcover or the soft. It's intense.
Yeah. I'm a hardcover person.
I am too.
And if it's really a book that I like and it's something I'm really into, I tend to scribble in the margins.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Other work,
You write in your books?
Yes.
Yeah.
I read James Michener's The Source years ago, and throughout that, I'm scribbling things down that I want to check out, things like that. So
Really? See, I can't do that. I can't write in a book.
There's a book that I love. It's called The Annotated Brothers Grimm, and it's just a book of the Brothers Grimm stories with neat little footnotes, and just to hold that book and look at some of the illustrations and write little things in it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, you can't do that on a Kindle. You cannot. Yeah.
I think the neatest thing I ever got to do is many years ago I got to visit the library up at St. Bonaventure University.
Oh, okay.
And the monks were up there busy binding books and what have you, but they let me hold an 800-year-old Bible. And it was probably about the size of the palm of 2 hands put together, on vellum, the lambskin, and all handwritten, hand illustrated. It just blew me away.
Yeah.
That's got to be, and it was they keep these things in a climate controlled vault, that you can only go into one. We were so excited about that. It's really something.
When I worked in Portland, Maine, they had a first edition copy of Walden by Henry David Thoreau.
Really? Wow.
And
he is so hard to find. They put those pictures up, and I can't find him anywhere. Walden. Where's Walden?
Well, it's all that.
Where's Walden? I know.
It's all that existentialist stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. That was amazing. The whole just thinking like this is like
Waldo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They're very similar. Thoreau and Waldo. Yeah, they pretty much they're putting out the same.
This is why I'm not allowed in the library. So go ahead. You can finish your story.
Oh, just holding that first edition, beautiful book.
That's got to be
that. Yeah,
that's got to be the most exciting feeling.
It does. Yeah, it is.
So how often, you mentioned somebody coming up to you and saying, "Hey, boy, you need to get this, this, and this." Mm-hmm. Do you take that and you kind of put that on the list of items you need to get for the library, or how often are you getting new books in?
Getting new books in all the time. We have a nice little button on our website. It's front and center. If you look up something and we don't have it, you can fill out a form and we will, unless the book is almost impossible to get, we will get it for you somehow. Whether it be we order it ourselves or we get it from another library in the state.
Oh, wow.
But my belief is that a library collection is a reflection of the community. So if the people that are in it are telling us what to get, what they want to read, we should get that.
That might be a scary thing.
Could be a scary thing, yeah, but it's interesting to see what people read. It's very, gardening, small engine repairs, very big around here. So you pick up on the trends.
Do you? I always remember the scenes out of The Music Man and the librarian there, and forcing people to read Balzac, things like that. And they were very much offended by it.
No, we don't force anybody to read anything. They're trying to always get us to read the new stuff. So
really,
yeah,
wow,
it's interesting.
So how much? Yeah, that's a good question. How much do you guys read of the new stuff that you bring in?
I'm trying to think who's our big reader. I would say Ashley, our children's librarian, reads a lot of teen fiction. Jess, who does some of our history stuff, she's our newest employee. She reads. She's getting her master's degree in history, so she reads a lot of our history books. A lot of the stuff that comes through on the New York Times.
Wow.
Myself. The thing that I'm currently obsessed with is The Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo 3DS video game system. Oh, cool. That's the story I'm reading.
Yeah.
It's a great story.
Well, I was going to ask you a question. Are you getting a lot of folks coming in looking at political books at all? Or?
Yes. They're making all the political books. They're making their rounds on the New York Times bestseller. So we try to have those in, represent all the views.
Very good. Justin Hoenke joining us this morning. Please, we got to have you in at least once a month.
I would love to. This is a lot of fun.
All right. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Best of luck with everything.
Send that report over. The top
I will.
10 we got to have.
That's what I'm doing today.
Yeah, we'll have that for you next week. We love that.
Cool.
Well, we should have you in to go through that list with us.
I would love that. Would be great.
Let's set that up. We'll do it again this month.
We'll do that.
All right.
Great.
Final look at news coming up next. Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Take care.